Announcements? No? Hi, Chief.
One of my frequent flyers was.
Okay, good evening. Ready?
Yeah.
Good evening, 7:32 on Wednesday, September 17th. We'll do the pledge. We'll start the meeting.
Trustee Fritchie.
Present.
Trustee White. Trustee Yost. And Mayor Levin.
Present.
Public
Okay,
hearing. This evening, we're going to have a public hearing to consider changes to local law 2025, amending Chapter 270 zoning, Article 20, moratorium for submission and processing of land use approvals for cannabis dispensaries, vape shops, smoke shops, vape lounges, and vape consumption businesses. Is there anyone in our audience that wishes to speak on that at the public hearing? Seeing no one, is there anyone online that would like to raise their virtual hand to talk on the public hearing? Okay. May I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mayor and trustee announcements.
Great. Let me start from the left. Any announcements? Oh, nothing? Dana? Okay. I don't have any major announcements. I will just wish for those in the Jewish community or others who celebrate the Jewish New Year, which is coming up next week, very happy holidays and blessings for a very sweet and meaningful New Year for those celebrating. And we can get started with the meeting.
Administrative reports, Village Manager Karen Titori.
Good evening. So we do have a lot going on. In addition to beginning our very intense budget planning season, on Monday, the 22nd, we're going to have our kickoff meeting for the construction of the multimodal transportation hub. And that'll be at 10 a.m. at the community center. At that time, staff and the contractors will meet to discuss logistics and establish a construction schedule. If somebody from the board would like to attend, just let me know. We will keep you apprised regardless. The Brandreth parking lot will be fenced off probably at the earliest week of October 6th, but we'll know more on Wednesday, and I wanted to give out accurate information. We'll be communicating this to the neighborhood businesses, the Chamber of Commerce, and residents directly, nearby neighborhood residents, and to the community through our social media channels, Mayor's Message, e-blast, etc. On September 27th, we'll be at the Farmers Market from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. with our friends from Wilder Balter partners who are developing the Spring on Main mixed use project that'll be on the corner of Spring Street and Main Street in the current post office parking lots, and we'll be reminding the public about the project. This is part of the DRI, the Comprehensive Downtown Revitalization Initiative, and we'll be talking about the project, updating people, getting some feedback, and we'll also have a similar session at the community center on Monday the 29th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. I do have some news about our holiday tree. Our beloved holiday tree is a little bit past its prime. We will be having to take it down because it is essentially dead. However, the good news is we will be buying a live 20-foot Norway spruce that we can have at that site for the holidays and then plant it subsequent to the holidays in one of our parks. We're doing this because during construction, it really doesn't make a tremendous amount of sense to plant a live tree permanently in the area because we will be doing construction at the post office lots and also in Market Square, and the risk of the tree being disturbed and not thriving is great in that regard. But subsequent to all of the construction being done, we can then choose a spot and plant a tree permanently that will be the holiday tree for many tree lightings to come. Other holiday news, plans for the Haunted Kill are underway. The theme this year is Scary Fairy Tales, and this event will be held for 2 consecutive days on the Sing Kill Greenway, October 17th and 18th. There'll be a $5 charge per person to experience the trail of scary fairy tales. And we are meeting tomorrow with the planning committee, which includes members of the placemaking committee, Westchester Community Theater, members of the Chamber of Commerce, and staff, as well as trustee Dane White, to finalize the details. And you'll be seeing that advertised soon. And that concludes my report for tonight.
Okay, thank you.
Stuff, we're starting the projects. People are gonna, I mean, we've started, but I think people will actually start really seeing it. And I'm sure we'll get a lot of questions about the Christmas tree as well.
All right, Corporation Counsel, Stuart Kahan.
Nothing from the Corporation Council. today.
No.
Thank you.
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
with that one.
Okay, moving right
I
on.
hope the clerk is marking this down somewhere.
No comments. Police Chief Aaron Zimmerman.
Good evening, everybody. This week we celebrated National Women in Law Enforcement Week. So it's a pretty big deal. We have 5 officers here, female. So congratulations to them. No, it's a big deal. Also, we are undergoing right now department-wide alert training, which is advanced law enforcement rapid response training, which is response to active shooter and mass casualty incidents. So the entire department is going through that training. It's a pretty big undertaking. The instructors have quite a task in their hands, getting everyone through it and getting everyone up to snuff. And that's something we do train on quite often. So it's nice for the officers, and we have a lot of new people that have not gone through it yet. So big deal, and it's something that's necessary. On top of that, if you are coming into headquarters, probably starting the next 3 to 4 weeks, maybe you might see a sign outside that says "Pardon our appearance," because we'll be undergoing a renovation of our radio room, our dispatch area. So bear with us. We will have a temporary desk set up, court building out front. So it'll be normal operations as usual for anyone coming to headquarters requiring services. So don't, we're still open for business. Be undergoing a little facelift. Building's 24 years old, and it's time. So in our appearance, but it'll be good. That's really all I got.
Okay. Organization announcements. Announcements must be event related only and shall be no longer than 2 minutes in length. Is there anyone that wants to talk about an organizational announcement? Is there anyone online that would like to raise their virtual hand to talk about a organizational announcement? Moving on to public comment on agenda items. Visitors are accorded a 4-minute opportunity to address the board in any of the resolutions on the agenda. Is there anyone that wishes to do that on the agenda? Yours is next. Is there anyone online that would like to? Okay. Moving on to visitor recognition. Visitors are accorded a 3-minute opportunity to address the board on issues not relating to the agenda, but of relevance and for the common good of the village. Please give your name and address.
Rob Lowenthal, 75 Morningside Drive, and I actually should have come up and commented on one of the agenda advices, but this will only take a second. As far as the new parking structure, the schedule on that, being also involved in the retail, downtown retail, I would ask the biggest time, our most money making, we make more in the fourth quarter than we do the entire year. I would ask that maybe construction be pushed back till the first of the year. I know that's asking a lot because you've been waiting for so long. But it really, that's when we will make more in the fourth quarter than the entire year. So that's both restaurants and so that's just a comment. The real reason I'm here is to talk for the Chamber of Commerce about doing an Ossining night market. I'm just gonna hand out these.
Give
No,
them-
not to
give
us, to her.
them to the clerk.
Oh, give them to the clerk.
There's a process.
I don't know procedure. We are proposing an Ossining night market on November 7th, right before the holidays, to really highlight Ossining, the greater Ossining businesses, to bring people downtown. It's sort of the lull before the storm, and we're not asking for a lot from the village or village support, but we are asking for the use of Market Square from 5 to 9 on the 7th. There'll be no street closures whatsoever, although we might ask for 2 or 3 parking spots along the main street right adjacent to Market Square. The goal again is to promote businesses in the greater Austin area, both brick and mortar, non-brick and mortar, artisans, restaurants prior to the holiday season. We're thinking of having one local band playing. We will not be selling any alcohol, any food in Market Square, which will sort of eliminate most of, if not all of the cleanup. I know that's always the thing. We will also like to have a pop-up flash. We have a new dance studio and a new yoga studio. They're more than happy to do what they call a flash dance thing. What we're asking for is, again, Market Square from 4 to 10. Holiday lights, the reason I was asking.
To 9. Change it 4 to 10 or
I have it on here 4 to 10. Well, that's when it'll be over, but there's a little bit of setup on each end, setup and takedown.
Okay.
That's why that's marked there. We asked that the police department post some no parking signs. We're more than willing, as we did on previous events, pay the permit fee, but we asked
I
that
heard.
possibly, that was my time up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, time up. Other people waiting, but however, if you have any questions, most of the information is here, or
Okay.
feel free to ask me questions after this.
I mean, I don't mind the announcement if it actually exists. Usually people come to do announcements for what already exists to let the public know. But we have an event policy, a whole system in place and a
I
process.
understand that.
So I'm sure you're just gonna meet with the village manager. All these things that you're requesting are
Yes.
very typical of any event that people do here,
We-
whether it's
We want to be as,
the hours or the what.
we want to be as least disturbing to business as possible.
No, it's fine.
We want to show that Ossining is a place. We have 4 empty storefronts in the Main
Yeah.
Street area. We got it with the building of the new building, both on Water Street, and then we're going to have more retail. And we want to show that the village is of Ossining, the town of Ossining is friendly
Right.
to business.
Well, I think it is. I don't think that's actually a question, but I think my only question was like, Karen, is this a conversation going on or is this the first you're hearing of it? A new initiative, so you guys will take it from here and see
Yeah,
what
we'll
can be
talk
done.
to Karen.
Great. Through the process that we have in place. Sounds great. The Friday night. Yep,
Thank you.
sure.
Okay.
All good.
Okay. Moving on, Village Board Resolutions. Approval of minutes, September 3rd, 2025. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossining hereby approves the minutes of September 30, 2025 of the regular meeting presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Any comments?
All in favor?
Aye.
The voucher detail report, September 17th, 2025. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossining hereby approves the voucher detail report dated September 17th, 2025 in the amount of $1,643,751.92. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Any questions?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Approval of the IBWTP voucher detail report. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossining hereby approves the IBWTP voucher detail report dated September 17th, 2025 in the amount of $2,188,291. Do I have a motion?
Second.
All in
Any comments?
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Okay. Uh, Board of Trustees, Police Reform Advisory Committee. Resolved that James Torres is appointed to be a member of the Police Reform Advisory Committee with a term expiring December 31st, 2025. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
I have a comment on this. The deputy mayor should have been here for that. He's running late. If I want to hold that off, because he was supposed to present who the person is, why he was interviewed. I know the story, but I wasn't really prepared to discuss it. So I think we can. I should have said this 5 minutes ago. No, that's not him.
Oh.
I'll let you know when it's him.
Okay.
That's Rob leaving.
Okay.
Maybe we can hold that off to when he gets here so he can talk to
Yep,
folks.
we can move it down.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll continue on.
Right.
Village of Ossining, a local youth bureau invest in kids youth programs 2026 to 2028, whereas Westchester County Youth Bureau issued a request for proposals, an RFP, from organizations that are committed to fostering strategic collaborations for delivering positive youth development supports and opportunity through the Invest the Kids program, IIK. And whereas pursuant with the RFP, the proposed programs must provide services for 12 consecutive months per year. And whereas contracts awarded as a result of the RFP will be for a term of up to 36 months, beginning with the January 1st, 2026, and ending on December 31st, 2028. And whereas the proposers may apply for up to $50,000 per service program per year, there is there is a 10% required cash match. And whereas the village, through the local youth bureau, wants to submit a proposal providing services for IIK program, which proposal must be received by September 26, 2025. Now therefore be it resolved that following a review of Corporation Council, the village, through the local youth bureau, is authorized to submit a proposal to the Westchester County Youth Bureau to provide programs and services for Invest in Kids program, and be it further resolved that the village manager and executive director of the local youth bureau are authorized to sign and complete the proposal as necessary. Do I have a motion?
Second.
I'll just comment, this is the one we discussed last week. So if anybody wants to see the detail of that, they can look at last week's work session where the board unanimously decided to move it forward. Sue?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Village Manager Crest Grant, whereas New York State Senator Pete Harcum has requested that the Village of Ossining submit a preliminary application and supporting documents for a community resiliency, economic stability, and technology Crest Grant for $100,000, which grant funds will support the village's efforts to enhance public spaces such as parks, playgrounds, sidewalks, and other vital infrastructure that fosters accessibility and community well-being. And whereas the village proposes to utilize the allocated grant funds to purchase amenities for the e-bike facility in the multimodal transportation hub, now therefore be it resolved that the Village Board of Trustees authorizes the village manager to submit a preliminary application and supporting documents for the Crest Grant request. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
All
Any
in favor?
comments?
Oh, any comments?
Sue?
All in favor?
Aye.
Sue, if we could stop here, we skipped over the
Oh, I'm sorry.
application for the
Oh, he's here.
police
He didn't even see him
reform.
walk in.
So, because I thought you'd maybe want to bring that as a nomination. So Sue, if we could just go
We're going
back.
to go back to that one,
Yeah, if
okay?
we could
We're
do
gonna-
that.
We're going to start as if we didn't even do it yet, okay?
Thank you.
All right. D, Board of Trustees, Appointment, Police Reform Advisory Committee. Resolved that James Torres is appointed as a member of the Police Reform Advisory Committee with the term ending December 31st, 2025. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Comments?
Let me thank thank James for raising his hand to join the Police Reform Advisory Committee. James is connected to Hudson Link here in the village of Ossining, a member of our community who has a passion for police reform, and Chair Pastor Mary Pfeiffer and I sat with him and had a great conversation. He has a lot to add to our work here, and we're eager to have him on board.
Great.
Okay.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Call for public hearing, proposed local law 2025, amending chapter 270 zoning RDD zoning district. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossining hereby calls for a public hearing to take place at 7:30 PM on September 30th, 2025 at the Birdsall Fagan Police Court Facility, 8688 Spring Street, Ossining, New York, and via Zoom to consider proposed changes to local law 2025, amending chapter 270, zoning the R district, and be it further resolved that members of the public are invited to attend the public hearing in person at the above referenced location, and be it further resolved that any comments regarding the proposed local law will be accepted by the Board of Trustees at the Village of Ossining, BOT at the Village of Ossining, NY.gov. Do I have a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Board of Trustees, reappointment of village manager. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossining hereby authorizes the mayor to execute the employment contract with Karen Dottori for initial base salary of $226,817 per year. Said contract having been reviewed by Corporation Counsel, and be it further resolved that Karen Dottori is hereby reappointed as village manager of the Village of Ossining effective June 10th, 2025 for a 4-year term expiring June 9th, 2029, and be it further resolved that pursuant with section C2-8, the Board of Trustees authorizes the village manager to reside in the unincorporated area of the town of Ossining. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
I'd just like to comment that the board has met with the village manager. We did an annual review and expectations, and think that she's doing a fine job in her role in being the village manager, a big village with 30,000 people, and growing. And so we're delighted to have her here for another 4 years. Contract is public information. If anybody wants to see details, they're certainly welcome to do so. Sue?
All in favor?
Aye.
Village of, oh, I'm sorry?
I feel like,
Oh, yeah.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome back for 4 years.
Village of Ossining, local.
Thank you.
Oh, local youth bureau, youth sports and education programs. Whereas the county of Westchester through the Westchester County Youth Bureau issued a request for proposal from organizations to support youth sports and education programs. And whereas the anticipated contract term is for 12 months beginning on about October 1st, 2025 and ending on or about September 30th, 2026. And whereas eligible programs may apply for funding up to $30,000 per award for program services. And whereas the village, through the local youth bureau, wants to submit a proposal, which proposal shall be received by September 24th, 2025. Now, therefore, be it resolved that following review of Corporation Counsel, the village, through the local Youth Bureau, is authorized to submit a proposal to Westchester County Youth Bureau to provide youth team sports programs. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
I'm just going to comment on this. For those of you that follow us, last week in the work session, we discussed a slightly different grant that we were going for approximately $50,000, and there was a bunch of discussion about it. This is a slightly a different amount. It's 30,000, which means if we get this grant, and it's a grant, as I understand it, that needs no match funding, because the direction of the board recently has been to move away from anything that needs matches, because we need to be responsible, I think, with so many grants out there and so many projects, to really not just watching the dollars, but watching the pennies. So this follows that suit, and we appreciate the quick turnaround. And we'll see if we get it. It's not a guarantee. This is simply to say that the village can go for it, that the department can go for it. And if they get the 30,000, they'll have to make some adjustments to the original, to the first grant they were going for. This is a different grant. So we'll see where that lands. Sue?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Ossining Police Department, contract with Ring Central, Inc. Whereas pursuant with the village's procurement policy, among the items not subject to competitive bidding in Section 103 of the General Municipal Law are purchases under New York State and any New York State, county, or local government contracts or through the purchasing consortium, provided that the contract be awarded in the manner that consists competitive bidding consistent with New York State law and made available for use in other government entities and subject to the approval of the village manager and corporation council. And whereas Sourcewell, formerly known as National Joint Powers Alliance, is one of the purchasing consortiums approved by the Board of Trustees, and whereas Corporation Council reviewed Sourcewell's contract 120122-RNG with Ring Central, Inc. to provide equipment, products, and services to Sourcewell and entities that access Sourcewell's cooperative purchasing agreements. And whereas Corporation Council determined that Sourcewell contract was awarded in a manner that constitutes competitive bidding consistent with New York State law. And whereas the police department proposes to enter into an agreement with Ring Central for digital products and services for the initial term of 60 months following by a renewal term of 36 months at $728 per month or $43,680 over 60 months, and a one-time purchase of 27 Yenlink T46U IP phones for $109, $2,943. Now therefore be it resolved that the village manager is authorized to sign the proposal with Ring Central, Inc., 20 Davis Drive, Belmont, California, 94002, as detailed in the initial order form and the master services agreements and such other documents necessary for to implement this agreement. Do I have a motion?
So move. I just need somebody to tell me what this is. Yeah, I don't know what this is.
No idea
Anybody?
what this is.
It's a phone system.
And give me a couple more sentences. I like how succinct you are, but add a couple of sentences and maybe a footnote so we know what this is about.
Well, our current phone system is 24 years old, and we update it, and the money was budgeted for previously, and needed to go to resolution due to the length of the contract. That's why
Okay.
we're here.
This is in the building.
Yep.
Phone system.
Yeah. Oh, inside and outside. Yeah. It will.
Are we changing a phone system? What are we doing here?
Yes. Lieutenant Lance is running the project. That's why he's sitting here. He can answer.
Come on
more of
up.
the
I just need to
technical
understand what's going on because we have had complaints where we change a system in one department and then other departments
Does it include?
are not happy, so.
Well, the
Good
system
evening.
that we have now has served us well over the past, as the chief said. 24
Understood.
Years, and it's very antiquated, kind of on its last legs.
Okay,
So we'd like to replace this with the newest technology that will hopefully last us another 24 years. But it'll enable us to do some things that our current phone system cannot, and bring us into the 21st century here.
okay. So, and I'm sure others might have questions, but just basic questions like,
Okay.
this is a phone system just for the police or other departments in the
Yes, just
village
for
or
the
county
police
involved in using it?
No,
in
this
part-
is
So
this
it
is
would
this
be
is-
replacing what our existing PBX system is with a cloud-based voice over IP.
And what's the contract length, Stuart, on this?
60 months with a 36-month renewal.
So that's 8 years.
9,
Okay.
5 and 8. You're right. You're much better than me.
All right.
The answer is,
Yeah.
but it's initial term 60 months, renewal of 36
Renewal.
months.
And when I'm hearing budget, where is it sitting in the budget? Like, when was it budgeted? It's in this year's budget, it's every
It's
year?
been budgeted. It was in the 2025 budget,
Okay, and then she accrues every year for it, because it's a year.
right? With the, yes.
Okay, fantastic. I just want to make sure that other departments are not affected or disenfranchised when we do this move.
I think
Point
there'll
for
be
this
more.
because it would not be the first time that has happened in this village, and I'd like it not to happen again.
Right, no, these are just our phone numbers and our phones and internal voicemails and the like.
Okay. Go ahead.
Can I ask, so,
Please.
so the only thing, so it replaces all the phones internally. Not here, just like that, the police officer.
Yes, the incorrect.
Okay, so you're gonna port your same phone numbers you have, none of the phone numbers change.
Correct, yes.
Okay. I thought I also heard the word external as well. So are these phones?
Well, I
also
think
gonna
that
be
the
carried
chief
in
was
the
referring that
cars?
people would be able. to
No,
call
I
in the-
didn't know if Trustee Fritz, you were just referring to it just like an intercom system inside the department where, you can, it's a regular, it's just not an internal phone system. That's what I thought.
Okay, so, okay, so, no, but I heard external, I was like, okay, is this something for the cars or not? So it's.
No.
And it doesn't replace any mobile technology that you have
No, this is all landline.
or emergency services technology.
No.
Currently has no impact on any
No.
like communication. Basically, if someone calls in on emergency.
Oh, no,
It-
it won't affect day-to-day business at all.
Same one night transition, overnight kind of a thing, or?
Yes, there
Yes.
will be a day where we'll test with some numbers that Ring Central will provide for us just to make sure everything's working as intended. And we'll have a go live probably within 2 or 3 weeks from that.
Bob, did you have a question or not? Okay, and this has nothing to do with the IT department? Or you don't know?
No, not really. I mean,
Okay.
it's an outside vendor. No.
We don't transfer to the police department. Somebody.
Okay. All righty, thank you. Appreciate it.
Wait, we've got another.
Sorry, one more question.
One more.
Oh.
So just in terms of if it's VoIP and it's got internet technology, does this also then have record retention capability that you're going to take advantage of?
Well, those phone lines will be recorded in a similar fashion as they are now, just digitally versus the way they're recorded now. But yes, they'll still be.
All right. And so that'll just have to be dated.
I think we're good.
All righty, we're in the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Village manager, thank you.
Thank you.
Village manager authorized a notice of termination of contract to the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. Whereas on October 14th, 2022, the village was notified that the village had been selected for a grant of $50,000 for the Ossining Riverfront Resilience Plan. And whereas the village subsequently entered into a master contract for grants agreements with the Department of Environmental Conservation for $50,000. And whereas on September 10th, 2025, work session, village staff discussed with the Board of Trustees staff's opinion of the multiple reasons it was not practicable for the village to proceed with the project, and that terminating the contract with the Department of Environmental Conservation was in the village's best interest. And whereas Section 2C1A of the master contract says the master contract may be terminated at any time upon mutual consent of the state and the contractor. Now therefore be it resolved, the Board of Trustees agrees with the recommendation of village staff that the master contract should be terminated, and be it further resolved that the village manager is authorized to send written notice to the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation and the village's request to terminate the contract number DEC 01T01361GG-3350000 and to submit such other documentation as the state may require to effectuate the termination of this contract. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. I'll only comment that we don't often do this, but I think it's really due diligence that if we no longer need a grant or it doesn't make sense. We discussed all this last week, so I'm not going to repeat it all. But I appreciate the staff really going through it with a fine-tooth comb for both grants that they like and grants that they recommend we sort of give back and let others use the money elsewhere.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Village of Ossining Local Youth Bureau Sexual Risk Avoidance Education Program 2025. Whereas the village has received from the County of Westchester an intermunicipal agreement to continue the sexual risk avoidance education services and youth engagement work readiness skills program, or program from now on. Whereas the Westchester County Youth Bureau's sexual risk avoidance education program serves youth between the ages of 11 and 18 in the highest need municipalities in Westchester County through the local youth bureaus in Mount Vernon, New Rochelle, Ossining, Peekskill, Portchester, White Plains, and Yonkers. And whereas the term of the program is from May 15th through December 31st, 2025, and whereas pursuant with the intermunicipal agreement with the county will reimburse the village in an amount not to exceed $32,602 to provide the program, now therefore be it resolved that following review of corporation the council, the village manager is authorized to sign the intermunicipal agreement with the county of Westchester. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
I just want to ask, this was discussed last week. This is the one that's just a net neutral, right?
Well, this is, yes, it's a grant that is actually, it's not even a grant that's applied for. It's monies that are distributed through the
Right.
county to the youth bureaus.
Got it. Okay. Sue?
All in favor? Is
Aye.
Aye.
there any continuing business of the board? We do have one item in new business. Recreation and Parks authorization to advertise for bids, contract REC 2501 Nelson Sitting Park Playground Replacement. Resolved that subject to review of Corporation Council, the village clerk is authorized to advertise for bids for contracts REC 21-01 Nelson Sitting Park Playground Replacement. Such bids are returnable to the village clerk. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Karen, can you just refresh the board's memory? This is grant that has seesawed back and forth.
So this
And
was.
so the county said not available, then available, blah, blah, blah.
Correct.
So
This is
good
part
update.
of the Community Development Block Grant Fund, and I believe this was, Bill is also on the line, he can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this was slated to be done in 2024. There's usually a lag, and these are, federal funds that come, and then they're distributed through a consortium that we are part of by Westchester County. They, by the time we get the bid documents ready, it'll probably be and bid it out and, select the vendor. It's going to probably be close to the winter when they're doing the surface of the playground, and they can't really do that in cold weather, so they want to do it in the spring. So they went back and forth, but it was decided that we can bid now, secure the price, and hold the price hopefully, and then have it done in the spring. So the idea of bidding earlier would be to make sure that we can get, not have to worry about a price escalation necessarily.
Good.
Okay.
All right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
1 second. I
Oh,
don't,
sorry.
anything, no, it's okay. Is there any exec?
Beautiful.
Oh, beautiful. And the attorney had no comments.
Yeah.
I don't, something's
Yeah.
happening
Now.
here tonight.
Okay.
Okay.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second. Okay. Ladies and all in favor?
All in favor?
Aye. Ladies and gentlemen, 8:12, one of our shorter meetings. And the meeting's adjourned. We'll see everybody next week. Bye-bye.